Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to explain about the subject paper that is Digital System Design. For ECE, the paper code is ECE 3002. Myself, Dr. Kallolini Banerjee, and let us start with the subject what is digital, why digital, and with this I am starting. The first slide is showing us analog versus digital signal. So, first of all, as this paper is 302, so you are studying in the third sem. So, you have very basic knowledge of the prerequisite from number system, binary system. So, by listening to this word digital, always in your mind it is coming like something, ma'am, it is 0, 1 or like that. So, first we should know what is signal. Signal is anything which is carrying a information. Okay, carrying an information, meaningful, and a physical quantity. If we define the signal, then it is a physical quantity varying with a independent parameter. Okay, now this parameter for electronics, we can say it like versus time. Okay, so in this suppose x-axis, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So this is the independent parameter time or distance, and here in this y-axis we have voltage or current. Okay, so this is one kind of signal. Now this signal is analog type or digital type. Obviously it is written here that it is analog type, but you need to know what is the basic difference between analog and digital. So the analog signals are actually continuous waveform. Okay, so it is the continuous waveform, changes smoothly over time. That is why this is the sine wave, right? This is sine kind of representation. And for digital signal, it is actually discrete. Now there is a very fine difference between the discrete and digital. Okay, discretization, when it is done for this x-axis, it is discrete. If I explain you with one practical example, let me explain. Suppose in this room, the measured temperature is written 72 degrees Celsius. So it is very high. I am just telling like the 25 degrees. Suppose it is 25 degrees Celsius is the temperature. Now, for analog, it is measuring like 25.5125, this kind of value. As the values are continuous, all the particular values are captured. But in case of digital, it will be 25 only. After that, it is 26. After that, it is 27. Or if we have the level, that is discretization is 0.5, interval, we call it as intervals. If the intervals are 0.5, then 25, after that 25.5, 26 and so on. So we don't know what is the value between 25 and 25.5. But in case of analog, we know the values in between each and every points. Okay. So this is the representation type of one digital signal. So wave, pulse wave kind of nature. So here I have summarized whatever I have said till now. So analog signals are continuous in nature, digital signals are discrete in nature, infinite range of values. Obviously all the values are available for analog signals, but digital signals finite range of values. Next, more exact values but more difficult to work with. Okay, exact values are there, but there is some difficulties that I am coming. Not as exact as analog, but easier to work with. So obviously one advantage we have arrived already, why we are starting that digital. Another very common example you have, that is you are wearing the analog watch, okay, and digital watch as well. So you can relate that. The analog watches, whatever the wall clocks are also there, they have the 3 hands, right? For one for minute, one for hour, one for second, and they are continuously moving. So all the values we are getting. Okay, this kind of clock. This is the analog clock. But in case of digital watch, suppose the time is 4:12. Then after 4:12, the time is 4:30. Okay, in between that 412 and 413, analog watch is taking all the values. The seconds are moving by 1 second, and it is taking all the in between values. So this is the very basic difference of analog and digital. I think you understood about this. The another thing is analog TV and digital TV shown here. So we all know that digitization is now going on and all the analog cables are converted into that digital part. Okay, so next is I should discuss the advantage of digital over analog. That is from where we can understand why we are studying this digital system design. Is there any meaning of studying that? Because as I am speaking now, so it is one signal, it is carrying one meaningful information, it is my speech signal, voice signal. Now, this speaking or voice signal is basically continuous in nature, so you are listening to me, and every real-time signals are continuous in nature. So why should we go into this digital part? Every real-time thing is continuous in nature, analog in nature, and if we take one basic block diagram of communication system like this, so starting with this analog input, so the input is analog because real time it is analog. After that we are processing it into the digital domain. Why? The main reason for processing in digital domain is noise immunity. Okay, the noise, the susceptibility to noise is much higher. Noise immunity is much higher in case of digital signal. Okay, this is the first point I have written here, noise immunity, and this is the main reason we are switching towards this digitization, because we are having this analog input. After that we need one analog to digital converter. So two different blocks is coming into this figure. One is analog to digital converter because all the processing will be there in digital section, and that is we have one paper as well, digital signal processing. We have the communication, right, digital communication paper you have in your ECE. So digital is very important nowadays. Okay, so from this analog input we are filtering it out, we are going through this analog to digital converter, the processing is going on, the digital computers, all the things are now digitized. Next is again we have to convert the digital signal into the analog signal. Why? I have already mentioned now, all the real-time signals are analog in nature. So we have to decode that. Now whatever we are getting into this receiving end, that should be again in analog. Okay, so both analog and digital is very important, but digital is somewhat better in terms of noise immunity, and as it is, the noise is less, so accuracy of the system, accuracy of the circuit is higher, it is much more reliable as well. So point number 4, it uses less bandwidth for communication, so it is again one advantage. Next is all this making a efficient option for long distance communication in case of digital. Okay, and another is encryption. There are many kind of encryption possible for digital signals, and flexibility in reconfiguration is another very important point where we are getting this digital better than analog. So this is the basic introduction of the subject, why we are studying this digital, why we are moving from analog to digital, what is the main reason for studying this paper, and that will be a very beneficial, very fruitful and knowledge making videos will be there for you in the next upcoming videos. So with this I will sum up, and I will start with number system. That's another very important topic in the next video. Thank you.